Yes, we'll be back from that break. It's exactly 1 minute past 9. You're still watching Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barije, and of course, very grateful from all our viewers that is across the continent, the region of East Africa, and of course the world at large. Remember, we're on DSTV, that is channel 372, and GOTV channel 394, and you can also catch us on free-to-air available. And for those of you that are much more that is obsessed with gadgets, you can go to your Google Play Store and download the Smart Digital application, and with that you'll be in position to also stream Smart 24 TV. And the beautiful aspect about this, we see that you can stream Smart 24 TV, stream Smart FM and NBS Radio at the same time. On our social media handles at Smart 24 TV, that's on Twitter, and the Smart 24 TV Live, that's on Facebook. Smart 24 TV Live, that's on YouTube, and Smart 24 TV Official, that's on Facebook, where you can actually follow us as we keep on putting out their discussions, triggering discussions there. And for those of you that are interested in doing business with us, in case you can't reach us out on those social media handles I've mentioned, you can come to Plot 42, Nile Avenue, and find us here. We shall be able to do business with you. Let's come and we discuss, see how we can help each other. Well, now getting back to our topic of discussion for the day today, we're taking a look at the export market and, export trade in Uganda. And we've seen earlier on when I was with Masi Katsime, we discussed matters to do with exploitation of work of some of the people that participate into this export trade, most especially farmers that are largely exploited on the different plantations. Gold, we saw the human rights abuse that happens in the mine centers right there, and so many more. But of course, the challenges of export trade spread way more further than what some of the stakeholders, the participants, go through. But it also comes in back from the stage of doing the actual business, away from the production side, for example, exporting agricultural products, where the bosses on the plantations are very rude towards the farmers, towards the laborers, paying them a low wage, first of all, and working all day. But now it transcends just away from those people that are affected that way. But it comes to also the participants, the few Ugandans that have actually been able to be a part of the export trade. They are facing quite a huge number of challenges from that line. Quite lots of controversies surrounding it there, whereby more foreigners actually find it easy to go to maneuver through, but the local exporters find it very hard. Now, for that reason, I'm joined with Augustine Luanga, and he's the chairman of Business Forum Association Uganda, and I'm joined with him this morning to break down these discussions. He's an exporter. He participates into the trade. Now we want to really understand, how is the business like? Good morning, Mr. Augustine.
Yeah, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm okay. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Even.
Yeah, maybe before we go even further, I've already told the viewers who you are. Yeah. How has been business? How is business?
Business in Uganda, in fact, it's
export, particularly export business.
Talk about export.
Export. Let's today, export. We are just talking about export.
Export. Yeah, export would make sense if I told the instance was about to making export. But the problem, we have people whom we think that could do export, but for them their interest is more in importing and selling locally. Because, there is something they brought like industrializing the country, whereby we got a lot of foreigners who came to Uganda, but for them, they had already found that Uganda has a problem somewhere, somehow.
Exactly, yes.
That they knew that Uganda, if you bring your machines here, you build a warehouse, you assemble your goods, they will consider you as a manufacturer.
Okay.
And then you bring all the goods, the raw material from outside of the country. So when they assemble these goods, for them, they prefer to sell them on the local market because they don't pay any tax. They are given a tax holiday for 10 years when you are in a distance of more than 51 kilometers. And I think 5 years when you are below that distance. So, for them, what they do, they don't even bother to look for export. Because when they bring this thing, they assemble, they sell in the local market, and they are just competing with the local people.
The local people, yeah.
So why should they mind about exporting? Now, and I think what we should be exporting mostly should be things which are coming from our gardens, like in local products like maybe timber, coffee, fruits, and whatever. But what we have that is even though our fruits or vegetable and whatever are more delicious and good in the market, but we have the problem of being landlocked. And moreover, the other countries which are nearer to the market are doing the same business like agriculture, like Kenya, Ethiopia. Because now if we talk like about the market of which we are now growing, the market of Djibouti, International Free Trade Zone. We have Ethiopia nearby. The Kenya is nearby. So Uganda is somehow very far in the distance. The only way we can compete if we have the air cargo from Uganda to Djibouti. But then, what hinders that business to go on very well, it is that Uganda also sees import as an obstacle to our export.
Yes.
But what we have to do in business and what we have to know, that import goes together with the export. Because now we have Uganda Airlines, cannot take fruits and vegetables to Djibouti market, and then it comes empty.
It definitely has to.
Of course, our things have to be expensive because instead of charging you $1 per kg, they have to charge you $2 because they also consider the other return leg. We could do some export here a bit cheaply because when we import goods from like Dubai, Japan, India, then by Mombasa and come here, we can use these containers as a return leg and we pay something a bit cheaper.
Okay.
But as well, you cannot compete with someone who starts from Kenya, from Nairobi to Mombasa. You understand?
I see.
So that is also the problem. Now, what should we do to see that our export makes an impact to the community? We have to put much effort in the things we are getting or doing from here.
Okay. Things that we make from here.
But now, if you bring people whom you call investors, and they bring synthetic pellets, this one which they use to manufacture plastics, pipes and whatever.
Yes.
It's nothing, it makes nothing than someone also who imports the already made pipes and bring them here, and he gives even other people in between there to do some business. Because if you import like a container of pipes, this a trailer which brings the synthetic pellets to make a pipes here, it comes one trailer. But if you bring the ready-made pipes, you can bring like 10 containers.
So it's more expensive.
Yeah, if you are making, if you want to bring pipes ready-made, yeah, you get it. It looks like a more expensive, but it creates a lot of jobs.
If you bring already-made pipe, you bring already-made pipes, how?
Now, you see, if you bring a container from Mombasa, you bring 10 containers. The clearing agents are many on that.
Okay.
Then, when you bring 10 containers on the border, road users, then other thing they are these people who staying in Aruwere and Jeruya. You see, the night they stay, they spend there. They spend also money, the drivers and whatever. And even those who container also consume our fuel, which we have already got taxes from them.
Yes.
You understand? So when they reach the ICDs also charge some money for those containers there or trailers entering there. Then in the ICDs, there are these people, the casual laborers who off-road and road. You understand? You find that they are like 20, 50 in one ICD working on or 5 containers or 10. You understand? So that small money they get, it helps the economy of Uganda to move smoothly. Then the government loses much burden on just being asked to give money.
Now, if I may also now look at the person, the investor that has bought that one, those 10 containers, in terms of expense on his side.
Okay. Like on that side, for you, you can think about him to just to earn much, but forgetting that these other people who would have been left in between, they have an impact. You understand?
Okay.
Because those people, you see, like if I'm an off-roader in the ICD, I have a family. So if I get 10,000 that day and being tired, I will not get time to go and steal.
Okay.
I will be with my family doing what? Then they also stay with hope that tomorrow maybe they will be off and they die.
Okay.
You understand? So, but now if you put this money on one foreigner to come and bring, like if he puts a warehouse here in Namavi, then he has like 50 workers or 100. But a factor of PVC pipes cannot take even 100 workers.
Okay.
It takes like
processing the synthetics.
Just putting the machine, it goes, then you bundle and you just load. You find that he's using about 10 to 20 people. But do you know how many jobs you have killed in there between? So for us, what should we do? We should put more emphasis on value addition on the goods which we have here in Uganda.
Okay.
And in fact, I would advise the government to stop the factories which do not have any material, raw material they get from Uganda.
Oh, that's a key point. That's a very key point.
Yeah, because you see, what do we benefit? Just you think that they are giving you employment for your people, but someone using $3 million and using 1,000 people. Have you considered someone who is using $500,000, like someone who is having a restaurant and is using 20 girls? Okay. You understand?
I get you.
Hey, you have to consider that if this one is using $500,000 and is cooking matoke, cassava, whatever from our gardens, and then is employing 20 young girls to drive the food in the street, in the arcades and whatever, that one is more powerful than the so-called investor who is investing $3 million and is having 400 people.
400 people.
Yes.
Now, actually, now that brings me to a point of, let's talk about exploitation of workers. We've seen that thing whereby, for example, people that work in farms, they are heavily exploited because somebody leaves his garden and goes to another garden just because this person in this other garden is exporting and is exporting on large scale. And remember, he's a monopoly in export, and so because he wants to export out a lot, he's exploiting a lot of young Ugandans, a labor force.
But now, if we consider how many exporters who are dealing in agriculture and are employing our people, because
now that's where that is the key. That's where I'm driving exactly. Now, you being in the export business. How is the state like there?
Because let me tell you, most of the people who are doing export, they don't have gardens.
They don't have gardens.
But just correct it from these people who...
The farmers.
Yeah, the farmers.
They're exploiting.
But for me, I wouldn't take it very much as exploitation because they help them to bring their goods and then for them they correct their look. These people, they come in between us.
But how much are they paid? Do they get, because they are suffering, some of them.
Yeah, sure. But now, before going to those ones, the gardens, because they can work there, they have food and they get extra for sale.
For sale.
have you ever put your head in the factories which are here? How much they pay our people here?
Of course, there's a lot of exploitation. I've seen what is happening. I've seen them.
And then now, you see, when you talk about them, then they tell you, what should we do? If we live here, where shall we go?
Where shall we go?
So at the end, you find that they are working there while they're stealing.
Okay.
You understand?
They are committing crime.
Ah, yeah, sure. But now, I think what we have to think about is how are we going to use our factories? First of all, employ our people. Next, to sustain our people in the villages.
Sustain people in the village.
Yeah. Now tell me, the factory which manufactures these lights, what does Uganda benefit? Because I am the first person, I think, who started to manufacture an LED bulb in Uganda here.
LED.
Because when I went in China, I went in Hazul, Linean.
Yeah.
I saw the factory said, no, if I buy this and this and this, what machine should I need? The machine which I needed in Taiwan was buying like 30,000 Uganda shillings.
30,000
Uganda shillings.
Okay.
Now, but putting this and this, it reached like around 1.5 million. But also putting on tax and whatever. But the machine is very small, just to put on this bayonet behind which they put in the wrapper. But otherwise, you just use hands.
Now, that brings me back to a point of, you mentioned China. China is one of those countries after the revolution that happened and Mao Zedong came in. He changed a lot of things from the culture systems. China started to embrace their own, empowering the local citizens to produce. Do you think the government of Uganda has empowered you in your production? You make LED. That is quite a great innovation that way. Are you feeling any impact of what you're doing? Like any help?
Now you know what happened next. There are some things that you have to register with the investment authority and whatever. But when we still have small money, so there should be a chance for local people that let them start in any way they can. But you understand? But when you start something, then you see this your National Bureau of Standards. Instead of coming and give you support, they just want to capture you.
They capture you.
You understand?
Why? What reason do they give?
You see, when I'm doing substandard things which you don't.
Substandard.
Yeah. But what they have to do, they would be coming to you and say, you have something which you have in mind that you are going to do this. So we have an expert here who can move,
who can train you.
Yeah, and so that you bring something out. But another thing, what I realized that maybe why that one cannot come in Uganda. For me, I was a leading importer of lights in Uganda.
Yes.
Now, what happened when they brought this people pre-inspection there? For us, we found that we were buying in the markets.
Okay.
Because for me, I was dealing in like 200 types of bulbs. So I couldn't inspect it. 10 cartons here, 5 cartons here, you understand? So when you bring it to Uganda, they think that for you are a businessman and as well an expert.
Okay.
Because I said, for me, I asked them once, how can you think that for me, a businessman who goes in market to buy, I will get an expert, I will be an expert to see which is good for the Ugandan standard. And when I bring it to Uganda, you someone whom I expect that you are an expert, you take it to the library and it is spent there a full week. You understand?
Oh my goodness. So
that's where the confusion comes.
Because what is absurd is that, for example, in the markets where we import from, some of these, like China, they have a class for Africa. And I believe...
They call it Asia.
Okay.
Asia, because Africans and the Asians, they take us as...
To be the same. So, the Asian class. So, I want to understand the materials that we Ugandans manufacture, like the LED bulbs you make, do they differ in any way with the Asian quality? And if no, why then put them away. Yet they are embracing the Asians' quality. So it's more of frustrating. I feel like it's more of frustrating you, the local manufacturers.
You are coming to the point. The first question would be that who made this agreement of pre-inspection, and they made, how was it made? Because the countries sat down and said, we need things which are the standard in our countries.
Exactly.
What should every country do? Every country would be putting much emphasis on their goods manufactured in their country to be on standard so that they put it on market.
Perfect.
So I asked them, why you Ugandans think that you are more expert than the others, whereas you cannot even manufacture chikwanzo?
Very true.
Then, if you made an agreement with the other people that you have to put things on market, for us we have gone in the market at the boat as business people, because most of business people didn't go for far much in the schools, but they were studying from the counter.
Oh yes, on the ground.
Yes, you just get something and say, this one will work for my customer, I think. Then say, okay, give me 10 cartons. Then you bring. You reach here, they say you needed to do pivot, then you have to pay a penalty of 15%.
Okay.
But when you ask him, okay, tell me, this one, which is better, which fits
exactly
the standard, that I will take it in the library. Now I ask him, suppose you are the one who went to China to buy these things, what could you do?
What could you do?
You understand?
Interesting.
So those are things which...
And who made those agreements? If actually we have to get to those agreements on in terms of defining standard, what parameters do they actually follow when they are saying to this standard is poor?
Now you see, for us they tell us that when you check any books, you will find those standards. Like for me in Iraq, you have to know the lumens. You have to know
for the bulbs,
for the lumens. Lumens. That's the lighting.
The light, yeah.
And then it has to be written in English because these people have to understand. And I said now, Ugandans who comes and reads on a bulb?
They don't.
Because they know. You buy a bulb, put it in a lamp holder, put on a switch, finish. You understand? And even some people can ask you that, okay, I have 2,000 shillings, which can fit in my money. And you tell him or her that this one, you see, it is like a 3 months guarantee. But this one is 5 years. This one is 10, this one is 2,000. I'm giving that one of 2,000. Then I take the children to school. If it blows out, then I will come and get another one. That is their standard because that's the way we get our money. There are many things on the market which are very good and which can last long, but Ugandans cannot buy them. In fact, the reason why I have stayed in the market more than other people, for me, I had my trend that for me, I'm dealing in things which are very good. Bulbs, but a bit expensive. Now, they started to disturb us in the when we are clearing. Then the Chinese came. They started to say that these are the manufacturers and whatever. They bring the raw materials, they put in industrial parks. After assembling their goods, they bring it to Nagasero, they sell. Then the price, the taxes we are paying to the government, that is the price the Chinese are selling in the market.
The taxes you're paying to the government is the price the Chinese are selling to the market.
Then how can a local person sustain any business? That's why the government is saying that many local people have exited business. And they are just abusing the government.
Okay.
And that's what I always tell the politicians. But now, do you want to spend more money in the voting election season, or you can mobilize your votes before elections? Because what you are doing, it makes everyone to abuse the president, to abuse the government. Okay. You understand?
Because of how such policies pass.
Sure.
Such bills pass.
Yeah, because you haven't even contacted the local people to ask them, what are the problems? What are you finding? Why are you living in business? And instead of saying that this one has failed business, let us help him or her, they just come with seals that we are demanding you 400 million. Sometimes you had a big tycoon was being asked about 90 billion.
90 billion.
Now, if you're asking someone 90 billion and he does not have it, and you come and you confiscate a 5 billion, is that a logic? Is that sensible?
It's not.
It means there is a problem. If someone has worked for the government and paid the taxes for 5 or 7 years, 10 years, because for me I started in this business since 2007.
Okay.
Until now. But now I'm declining. Because you see, during COVID time, when they locked us in COVID, I had 3 shops.
3 shops.
So we had already paid the rent, and then they locked us. When we came back, they didn't consider that even the money we had paid was still going on. The landlords just asked for new rent.
New rent.
And which we couldn't
Very
imagine.
upset.
So what we had to do, just if you have a plot, you go and sell it, you recover your shops, then you pour out the goods, you put them in the stores, then you just stay with one shop. I said, let me continue.
Okay, I think when it's exactly 29 for now, we shall start from that very point. I'm with Augustine Luanga, as chairperson, Business Forum Uganda, Business Forum Association Uganda. He's the chairman right there, and we're discussing matters to do with export business, the challenges the exporters in Uganda are actually facing, and some of them actually potential innovators, like he is. He manufactures bulbs. That is quite very positive. Well, let's take a break for now, and when we return, we shall proceed exactly where we stopped. Stick around.
Smart 24, driving business.
This holiday season, we wish you the freedom to enjoy all your football. We wish you fun and lots of Ugandan entertainment. We wish you a good time together. So turn up the volume on your favorite show and be merry all day long. We wish you laughter everywhere in the home. We wish you and your loved ones a very DSTV holiday. Stay connected to DSTV family at only 64,000 shillings and light up your festive season. DSTV Uganda. It's your moment.
Jovia. Ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu. Nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa. Amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ag'ewala ennyo. Okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo. Ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo. Okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa. Jovia, kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli.
Tewali kumu ku kiki osobola okukola omukutu nandameggwa ogwa MTN.
Ugandans come to Ginger City every weekend, and December 16th, 2023 is Uganda's end-of-year party as Smart FM hosts the Smart Swag Fest Season 2. Don't miss performances from Uganda's top DJs, MCs and artists like the king herself, City Baby, and her full band, Fig for Maker, UG Boys, Kesmon Switch, King Zamba, Waymack Official, Voice Nasi, Zaptom Rizla, Lance Soldier, and many more local artists. Let's meet at the Chairman's Back, next to Ginger Showgrounds. Get your early bird tickets now at 15K and at the gate 20K. Gets open from 10 a.m. till late. The Smart Swag Fest is organized by 89 Smart FM and Hot Shots. Powered by Smart 24 TV, Sisan Suits, NBS Cordeo, GZ Mechatronics, Ginger Hippos, Kampala University, Albeit Electronics and Solar Center, TMU Tubing and Rafting, Banji Uganda, Quad Biking Ginger, Cable Giants, Stardom Visuals and Audio, Bidco, and Club.
Tastefully different. Not for sale to persons under 18.
Smart 24, driving business.
27 minutes to the top of the hour, and we are definitely heading into the last discussion, the last minutes of the show. Smart means business. I'm Andrew Barija with my guest this morning. That is Augustine Alwanga. He's the chairperson Business Forum Association Uganda, and he's an exporter too. Like remember today we are discussing matters to do with the export trade. Mr. Alwanga, before we went into the break, you were narrating to me what happened, the COVID, you know, the shop was long. I mean, you put all this stuff you mentioned how to the houses in the rentals. Yeah. Yes.
Because, you know, between 2007 and 2018, that's when the business stopped in Uganda. From 18 to this point, everyone is just in mud, struggling to jump out of mud, but nobody is making proper business. That's why you can see any building just coming up in town, and you don't see the owner standing on it. That's why you see the arcade being opened and no launching. You know, before there was a culture here that come and celebrate with me. I have already built a house. And see, you come and then you give speeches, but you just say house is starting up, arcade opened, and come and pay tax, pay rent. You understand? So what happened after lockdown? I had to sell somewhere to come and bail out my goods because they were already locked we are locked in the arcades. So what I decided is to chase away the tenants I had in my my other apartments. Then I put these things I picked these things from the shops. I put them there. So which means the government has already lost
revenue.
First of all,
taxes from
these
rent.
shops which I was renting became empty. So which means that the government also does not get the income tax from those shops. Even they does not get the VAT from the electricity and the water which could be used during that time. Then from there I went to my apartments. I put the goods which were in the shops in the apartments. I chased away the tenants. Then which means that the government does not also get the VAT from electricity and water which was used in those shops. And then the URA keeps on sending messages. Please send in, please file your income tax, rental income tax. Say, now look at these people. Which income tax? You understand? Then from there, the local government comes. Please pay the rental property taxes. I said, now, are they mad? Said, they will just come and they see what they will do. You understand? You know, sometimes when someone reaches on a point, and says, let me stay here, and I say who will come. Then we shall sort ourselves there.
Mr. Ranga, I'll ask you something, because we know the inefficiencies we're seeing in government. Of course, corruption related, Uganda Revenue Authority, URSB, UN Quality, you know, all UNBS, and all those. Now we have those are government agencies. Now, let's take a look at the private sector. In your own opinion, has it been helpful, the private sector? In helping out? Yes.
When the government gets a problem, even the private sector gets affected.
But is it trying? You know,
But
there is
we
getting
are
affected.
trying,
No.
but now you see,
Yeah,
we have been trying because now, like for us, we have associations of traders. But if you ask the traders, do you know the Chamber of Commerce?
Okay.
Even if I ask you the office of Chamber of Commerce, I don't think that you know where it is.
It's actually found here up near Mulago roundabout. You proceed.
But I saw somewhere like for rent somewhere there. We have to take care and see.
So they want to wait. They want to rent it out.
Let us see. Now, you see, I took a group of people, business people, to Djibouti. When you reach Djibouti, Chamber of Commerce is a very strong arm. Even it's like a governmental arm. But they said, okay, now these people came from Chamber of Commerce in Uganda. Then people said, for us, we are not from the government. We are not Chamber of. What is Chamber of Commerce? Is it?
Can you imagine?
Is it a minister of trade? What?
Yes.
You understand? Imagine a businessman whom they could think. You see, when you go outside, you cannot talk about business forum. You cannot talk about Casita, Kata, Kafo. You tell those are the associations. But on the ground,
the Chamber of Commerce. They understand Chamber of Commerce.
But even if you ask the people in those associations, they can't tell you where a Chamber of Commerce is, and even they don't know who belongs to a Chamber of Commerce. But the real sense, we had to be affiliated in the Chamber of Commerce. But where are they? What do they do? What do they say? Nothing. And in fact, people even were mistaken. There's this guy who died. Was called Gideon Bagadawa, the one of private sector.
During COVID.
In fact, these people are thinking that every business person is a member of PSFU.
Okay. Because of his...
By virtue of being
yes.
a business person, because he bought a license. So that's how we are confused, very much confused. But now, what I'm telling you, that can the government sit down with business people and we draw a new plan how we can revive our business?
Okay.
Because the big fish which were in the lake are already dead.
Okay.
And another mistake which they do, if someone gets a problem like okay, sorry to mention, but I want to mention people who were put in already in news.
It is okay.
If you talk about Seroma, Mr. Sechide, whom everyone is seeing as a mentor in business, and say this one is being has to pay 90 billion taxes. You bring Bienzika. Do you know Bienzika? He has been dealing in chicks and whatever.
Poultry.
In poultry. Now you say he's in danger. Then if an elephant is rotting one side, how can a rabbit pass?
Oh, that's very difficult. Definitely.
So the government has to know. And for me, I appeal to the president. Please come down to the ground and sit with business people. Don't send these
representatives.
Don't send these officials and whatever. Come, you yourself, because I know the hand of Uganda is being in your hands.
Now, Mr. Augustine, there is something I was thinking of. I don't know. When it comes to now, like Djibouti, was there the involvement of government for you to be able to find out that actually there is a market in Djibouti? Because there is something I want to drive at. There is something I want to drive at.
In fact, that was my initiative.
That was the initiative?
Yes, to go and start the market of
in Djibouti.
Then when I came, I made a report to government ministries, trade, foreign affairs, Ministry of Works, and whatever. Even though some never replied, even I told that maybe to call me and invite me to say, what we
looking for in Djibouti?
It was the president's office, the State House, which he invited me with my group.
And how far after getting your report? Any action was done to strengthen?
What the State House did, it connected me with General Saleh and the private...
General Salim Saleh.
And Haji Kakandi, the private secretary for the president. So that we see how to do. So we have been doing some things to see that this trade goes through, because there's an agreement which was made in 2019 for between the four countries, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Southern Sudan, whereby they have to make a Djibouti-Kampala route. A road, which could take 3 days only. And now, when I struggled to see that we get the airline, which is still a problem,
still has its own issues.
Then I said, no, I think I have to change the way of fighting. This one, if these people are not seeing this, I can do another route. Then I have created as a team of businessmen. Said, no, if we cannot now export our goods to Djibouti by now, let us get another import from other countries to Djibouti.
Okay.
You understand? Because if you put like 5,000 people in Djibouti, automatically Uganda Airlines will start to work.
Okay.
Because when they will see that many people are going to Djibouti using Ethiopian Airways, they say, but you can tap this market. And then the matoke will start to come. You understand?
I see.
The Kaunga will start to come, and that's the way how we are going to help Uganda. Because I used the consulate of Djibouti to Uganda, tried to most of the government, whatever, parastatals, that now there's an exhibition in Djibouti. In fact, we are going on Saturday.
Yeah, this week.
Taking a group of 10 people.
Okay.
Yeah. But none has ever replied about that issue.
So what does that really communicate now to the...
And it communicates that the government is putting people in positions which even are not ready to deliver. You understand? Okay. Because now we are looking for market. How can the president keep on moving here and there looking for market? And you people in those parastatals just stay seated.
And it's quite a shame that a trader you actually... discovered that market. That's
market.
What, yes.
But no one cares. But they are saying, please push on, try. They are just waiting to see that now the thing is here, come and eat. You understand? Now, let me tell you one thing. Last time, my friend went to Djibouti. Then I connected him with some people. Then they connected until they saw the Japan ambassador in Djibouti.
Okay.
Then I told him there's business we can do between Japan and Djibouti. Then and also Uganda, because I wanted to create jobs for young people. They said, let us get these scrap dealers in Japan, because most of the vehicles we are driving here in Japan, they are considered as scrap. Yeah. So the ambassador of Japan just called the phone and called those big men who are dealing in scrap. We have someone here who wants to deal in the vehicles. Yeah. Said, let him come. And before he arrived here, they were already calling him from Japan's embassy. Due to the countries which work, please bring your passport and say how you are going to Japan. He is going on 6th.
Okay.
We are going on 2nd to Djibouti. He's going on 6th. But what we want to bring a fleet of 1,000 vehicles from Japan to Djibouti port, because there is no tax. So from there, we are starting to develop that market. Instead of going to Dubai, now they go to Djibouti. So our Ugandans are going to drive vehicles, and someone earns 1 million in 4 days. You understand?
Okay.
So if someone earns 1 million in 4 days and he gets 500,000 to go back to Djibouti, families will change.
Absolutely.
And then instead of waiting if a truck could come from Dubai to Mombasa to here in 21 days, you are going to receive a vehicle from Djibouti to Kampala in 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
You understand? So for me, I'm trying to see how can we help the people on the ground to get something to earn for their families. Otherwise, people are going to kill us.
That means people in those parastatals in government are not interested to see such.
Those people are looking for salaries, per diem and whatever.
They are not interested.
They are not interested.
And actually, I was why I asked that, and I'm grateful that you innovated that, because how if we thought of discovering new markets, just like Djibouti was discovered. Put aside government. Probably, if it kicks up, that's where they will come to eat, to get the money, you know, to see how they can collaborate with you people. How is that? Collaborating with private sectors of other nations, of associations, just like it did with Djibouti.
Good enough. that what I liked, that the government didn't put there any
hindrance. Perfect.
And they are recommending, please
do it.
Please do. But to bring other people to join you to do that thing, that's the problem. Where
private players
comes.
Private players to join you? Private players?
No, I mean like the government
institutions.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you see, I don't know whether it depends on their budget and whatever. That much I don't know. But for me, what I think, if every Ugandan thinks of getting a new market for his or her fellow Ugandan, Uganda will be a paradise. Well, this is what I'm telling you. And for me, I'm giving government a lot of recommendations wherever I am. Because one time I told you, I was on a certain TV, which I will not mention.
It's okay.
Then I said, if Uganda can sell visas to these 12 agents, Uganda visas, that now I'm sending a visa to you. If a Uganda visa is on $100, and then Uganda says, you pay $60. You have to send a visa on at $100.
Definitely.
Do you know how many tourists should be in Uganda?
Many.
Do you know that there should be, you cannot find any strike again in Uganda, because if you have 10 tourists who are coming, I have 5, the other one have, can you say that let us go strike when your tourists are coming to Uganda?
You want strike?
But now people are fighting for eating. People should not eat alone. Involve Ugandans to eat. Understand? So that you will see that we have peace and harmony.
Peace and harmony in Uganda.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things which we can do that can bring money in Uganda, and Uganda become a paradise.
But I think that's a great initiative. We can actually try to look out markets like, we can go to Mozambique, we can go to Zambia. Let's not Liberia.
But now you have talked about Mozambique and Zambia and Liberia. Do you know that our business people have been strong, have run away to those countries?
Mozambique and Zambia.
Zambia. A lot of them, even Tanzania here.
Okay.
Now we are meeting with a generation which is going to make a country rotten, because now we have, do you know how many young people who are going for Biyumba, Kadam, and the Sekadamas?
And I'm told actually there are no jobs. They're down that side actually.
Let's assume that the jobs are there to guard look after children for their family. If someone comes back after 6 years, what will he or she add to Uganda? What new brain will she bring that to babysit the babies and whatever, to do what? So Ugandans, let us take this as there's a singer who sang Chiringa Chiyungu. Even if the smoke comes, people, let us be in Uganda and try to see how we come out of this problem of unemployment. How do we sustain our business people to stay in business? It's a lot of government to make us stay in business. Nobody else. But whenever you pile a lot of taxes on people, people are going to stay seated, and then the government will suffer.
It is already feeling the pain. Very interesting discussion. I've been with my guest, of course, Augustine Luanga. He's a chairperson, Business Forum Association Uganda. He's an exporter, and we've been talking about export business in Uganda, export trade, and of course business in general in Uganda. And the bigger picture in here is that it is the role of government to make sure that there is smooth flow of running business operations within the country. Well, thanks for being a part of us this morning. Smart means a business, a great thanks from all that we started from. And that is at 7 a.m. to this particular hour as we are signing out. I wish you a very prosperous day. You need to go and be fruitful. We shall definitely link up tomorrow. Good morning.